Planning learning and development really comes out of setting good objectives at appraisal time, and those objectives form the backbone of a personal development plan that a person would then have to work from. And we would expect people to take that development plan and probably consult with one of the learning and development team, consult with their managing partner, or consult with one of our professional support lawyers to talk about what might be the best training solution for that objective. Those training solutions used to be really focused on classroom one-size-fits-all training, and there's been a radical change in that for lots of different reasons. One of those reasons is learning and development departments don't have infinite budgets for that kind of training. But also it just doesn't always fit with what a person needs, and it also isn't necessarily flexible or as flexible as it needs to be for each individual.
Well, the way I plan my learning development is really quite simple, and I hope light touch, in the sense that learning development needs will arise in real time, in practice, all the time. And when they do, the key thing is simply to take a step back, recognise them as a learning development need that needs thinking about, unpicking, crystallising, and where appropriate, adding to your list of things to do. The challenge, I think, going forward is going to be whether I can perhaps go that next step beyond and perhaps produce a development plan which attempts to look at my learning development in a more joined up, strategic and documented way. I think the important thing to think about in that context is that development plan sounds quite complicated, but in my judgment, it doesn't need to be. So for me, the essence of a development plan is my recurring, ongoing learning and development activity, any specific learning and development needs that I've identified, and any activity which is specific to addressing those particular learning and development needs. And I think to make that development plan a living document rather than something that sort of just gets created at the beginning of a CPD year or around appraisal, performance review time, for me it's important that I integrate that within quarterly reviews of my learning and development. And and if I get that right, then hopefully there's a win-win insofar as it should encourage me to make better decisions about my learning and development. It should help me to sort of keep on track with that, if you like, but also it's a very strategic way of making sure that, again, I'm putting together some evidence that I do take my learning development seriously, and that I am taking those active steps required to maintain my continuing competence as per Principle 5.